Yo, Boom family. So this is going to be a very controversial topic, and it's going to benefit every of my followers, every producer, and every engineer. And it's all about exporting mono and stereo together to send to engineers for mixing, or sometimes even mixing yourself. Because I've actually had a lot of problems with artists recording themselves at home, and some producers too, pretty much, that will send wrong files here and there. We're going to start with the FS Studio because it's quite the most complex one among the three of them. We're going to be treating three, don't worry. If you're using FS Studio, Logic, and Cubase, I have got you. So let's jump right in and start with FS Studio. If you feel the video is too long, you can skip to the next chapter for your favorite DAW. Learn everything so that it will benefit you in the long run. So let's go to what can represent mono for us. Let's say bass. Yes, this is the bass, and we want this guy to represent mono for us as vocals. So it will stand in as if we have a lot of vocals. So let's say we want to mono our vocals like this. You just mono it like this, and you merge it. All the stops you want to be mono, you merge it like this. You merge, then you on everything you want to merge like this. You on them, you know them. Vocals, you just on them, you merge them, or better still, you can leave them if you want to. You merge them, then you come to file, you export. So you come to file, you create a folder in which you want to export them. You click save. Then when you come here, you come to this place and click mono merge. You export. Make sure it's on split. You export. Make sure everything is set this way. Then you come back and you do the same thing on all the stereo channels. Then you on all the ones you want to be stereo. You turn them on and leave them alone. Then you do the same thing. Go that place. Export wave. Then choose your favorite, your selected folder, and boom, come here again and choose stereo. This way, whatever file format you are sending to the engineer, he's going to get it the way you've exported them. Now, there is what we call file format and content file format. If I want file format, I want you to export them the way I want them. I need mono, so I want to receive mono vocal. I want to receive mono bass, so that when I drag it to my DAW, it will show mono. My DAW will recognize it as mono. You have to do it this way. But if you just want to merge them, you want, like, kick is always mono. So if you just want to merge them like this and export, you merge all the vocals to be mono and you export it. I don't know, for some reason FS Studio does not understand the language of mono and stereo. I don't know. They will export everything as stereo. So the mono files that is merged will come out as what I refer to as content format file. What it means is that the content inside is mono, while the format is stereo. So sometimes the kick is mono, but when you export it on FX Studio using this merge and exporting stereo, is going to see it as stereo file. Even when you check the property or check the details of the file, it will show stereo, but what is inside the content is mono. So, but when you drag it to the DAW, it will show stereo because the file format is actually stereo. So this is the best way you can export it and get the file format the way you want it to look like, the way the engineer tells you to send it. Boom. Let's go to Cubase, which is somewhat still complex but better off than FS Studio. This is going to benefit you at the long run because you should know about this. The first track is by Glory Bali, shout out to him, and this track was recorded by Majid, from my able friend producer from the UK. So you recorded a file like this.
You be why your lady, yo.
Now the channel here is mono. All the channels here, they are all mono, right? You can see them. and of course it's recorded mono. But when you play them, it's showing stereo on the meter. The reason is simple. The reason is that on Cubase, where you box something to is what determines what we show here. Now, the reason why this thing is showing stereo, even though it is mono, is because it's being routed to this box. You see this box now as stereo. That's why it's showing a stereo here. On Cubase, when you box a mono track to a stereo track, it will show as stereo. If I change this to mono, which is supposed to be the normal practice if you are exporting, let's change it to mono now. I've done that already, and see what will show in the meter. Automatically, Cubase is recognizing where it's coming from as mono. It's not seeing this as mono because where you boxed it to, where you routed the tracks to, the mono tracks to, is mono. So Cubase will not see it as mono. Now let's further take it. Let's take it further. Now look at what is showing here on the box itself. See, the box itself, even if it is mono, is now showing as stereo. This further explain or buttress what I was trying to say, that where you box it to is what determines whether it's mono or stereo. So now, because this box here, this group here, is routed to this output, which is native output, which is the stereo out by Cubase, because it is stereo, it's automatically showing stereo here. So, but because this box is mono, this guy is showing mono. So if there was a way, if I box this box now to another group channel, which is another box, and put it on mono, here will now show mono. On and on, I like that, because Cubase does not treat this guy as this guy. It does not treat boxes or this group as this stereo. It is different. Do you get? So it's pretty much simple. So once you do that, you've solved a lot of problems. So what you should do, what you should do on Cubase, if you want to export a mono track, make sure you box it to a mono group or a mono box. Route it to a mono group or a mono box. That's the only way you can export properly. So your lead vocal should be mono. So you can see my lead vocal now is mono. You see, it's mono. Your background vocal could be stereo if you want, but sometimes some people prefer it as mono. So you box it to mono. Even if you want to add processing inside, it should be mono. Now you click here, you export, you click on the multi-track, and all you have to do is just to select. Let's bypass them. Select what you want to export. You don't need to export the stereo track. Don't export the stereo like the output. This one. Don't export it. Then you come here, you select what you want to export, the groups. See, you just export them. Boom. You see this, you see what I was telling you initially. You see this group that is mono. Because it's automatically routed to this output directly, it's going to export as stereo track, this group. Try it and you know what I'm saying. This group now that is mono, look at this mono here, but you know it's directly routed to this stereo. It's going to export as stereo. But because these vocals now, these mono tracks are boxed and routed to this mono, it will export as mono. So it is your group, your sub output, your group, that determines what you are exporting as, whether or not you are exporting as mono or stereo. The group. You see? So simple as that. Now then you just click your export. Don't ever make the mistake of doing what we did on FL Studio, the mix down. Don't do it here. So now, boom, we come here, and that is for that. On Logic, so what you basically do is not hard. Your mono track, Logic is very, I love Logic. I love Logic. Logic will give you your mono tracks. If it's mono, it will give you mono. If it's stereo, it will give you stereo. So if you want to change something already, you know what to do. You just click here and you change it. See, I've just changed this track now. Look at it just by clicking here. It has changed. You don't need any prompt, nothing. If I want to change this beat now, this is the beat. change it to mono, boom, it will change automatically. You can see it changing here. So Logic, for me, Logic is quite simple. Yes, that's why they are Apple. So what you basically do is just to click here and boom, look at all the files. You highlight all of them. Go here and go to export. Because you've selected, and we have 20 tracks here, that's why this thing is showing 20. So you click on 20, means export 20 tracks. So you come here and start from top. I like using silent. You can use anyone from here, but silent is what I like. AIFF, most people prefer it. Like I prefer the AIFF. Then 24-bit, depending on the beat is on, you use it. But 32-bit, 24-bit is very okay. Bypass or plugins, I don't want any plugin. That one depends on you, what you already have there. Include the tail if you want. You can include tail, but for me, I don't need to. Overload protection, boom. You can, add a nickname if you want. Then you can now name it. Then, or first of all, look at where you are exporting to. This guy, bounce. Then you can decide to create a folder inside that bounce and you just name it tooth stem. You want to, boom. And once you do that, you export. Logic will export every mono track here as mono. They will export every stereo track as stereo. I don't know, it's very simple on Logic. Yes, it's simple on Logic. I prefer Logic when it comes to this aspect. So, Logic users, clap for yourself. Very much Primples. Let me know what you think about this tutorial. It's going to be believe me, it's going to be very helpful when you progress in this mixing journey. There's a point you get to and you would find yourself, exploring these things. And yeah, this video is going to be very helpful. Try and save the video, download it so that you can always watch it without internet. So let me know what you think, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.